Yep, guys, y'all know what time it is. And this gas right now is, look at that. That's crazy, bro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the, hold on. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, guys, I want to talk to y'all real quick because I've been getting some messages. There's a lot of young cats that want to just jump to a Hellcat. On YouTube, you always see buying a Hellcat at 18. I bought a Trackhawk at 19. Buying my first Z01 at 21. We don't know the backstory on these videos. If you have any kind of common sense, you know there's a lot of capping, there's a lot of faking on YouTube. People don't tell you the full story, how they get in these cars. Are the cars really theirs? That's a lot of stuff going on. People use CPNs. People do all kinds of things to buy cars. The world is full of scammers. And what I've noticed is a lot of young cats, and I get it. I've been there before. I've been 15, I've been 16, I've been 18. So I understand wanting something like that early and quick. But you have to do things in a certain order. First of all, you have to get your credit right. And you have to have all your other priorities lined up. First of all, if you're 18, you should be focused on your career and focused on getting your life in order, preparing to be a man. I know that's easy to say it than done because, trust me, parents cannot compete with the internet. You cannot compete with social media. And I learned that a long time ago. That's why I make it my priority to talk to my boys pretty much every day about what their plans are, what they're doing. Because if not, social media will take over. Us parents cannot compete with social media. And at some point, kids get their own mind, their own brain, and they're going to do whatever they want to do. These parents will go out here, they finance these cars for these kids. They get on social media and try to make it seem like they did it all by themselves. And guys, that's just not how things work. I feel like it's up to me to kind of keep it real and let some of y'all know how this stuff really works. Especially now, with the price of these Hellcats, it's almost impossible for an 18-year-old to get approved for a Hellcat unless he has a co-signer or a tremendous amount of money down to pay for it. So don't be fooled by these people who go on the internet talking about, oh, bought my first Hellcat at 18 like they did it all by themselves, because trust me, there's a backstory to it. Now, don't get me wrong, some folks are able to do it. You get some of these dealerships that don't care. Most dealerships do not care if you really can afford the car. If the bank approve it, people use all kinds of fake check stubs. Like I said, they use CPNs, they use stolen identities. You see it all the time. YouTube, remember, videos are edited and people can make things look a certain kind of way and you would never know. So if you're a young person, make sure you're doing things in order. At 18, you're probably a senior, get ready to graduate. You should be looking at how you want to set up your career, what direction you want to go as far as career-wise. If you're an entrepreneur, you're starting your own business, save your money and focus on that and worry about these cars and stuff later. Because these Hellcats and stuff are not cheap to own. Scat packs, I think the right car for a young person is a RT. But some people, they gotta have the latest and the greatest. They gotta jump straight to the cat. And let me tell you, those cars are super expensive to maintain. The notes are crazy and the insurance is super high, especially if you under 25. And if you had accidents, it's ridiculous how high the insurance is. And we're not even gonna talk about the maintenance, the tires, the brakes, just the oil change, just the normal routines you're gonna have to keep up with when you got a Hellcat. See a lot of people ruin their adulthood doing things young because they're so influenced by what they see on the internet. And in reality, most people aren't riding around in Hellcats. If you look around, most people drive regular cars, normal, everyday vehicles, Toyota, Nissans, you know, those type of vehicles. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting a Hellcat, but if you young, you have to have your priorities together. And I think the RT, even now, with the way the prices are, even the RTs are too expensive, you ask me. So it might make sense for you to get a used RT because they're just more affordable. Now I understand you want to be a YouTuber. You see all these guys, they get a Hellcat, they start a YouTube channel. Listen, most of those guys fall off after the first video. Yes, there are some who end up blowing up, like SRT Lynn. He's one of those guys that, you know, hit the scene. He got him. Well, actually, he started with a Scat Pack, from what I understand, but now he moved up to a Hellcat and he's doing well. That's just like there's a lot of NFL players that get drafted, but most of them, or a lot of them, end up out of the league within a year or two. That's the same thing with YouTube. You know, so you have to understand that just because you buy a Hellcat or you got, you got a Scat, you start a YouTube channel, doesn't mean you're going to be successful. Now, I'm not trying to, put you down or, be negative, but that's just the reality. It takes a lot to maintain a YouTube channel, and you're trying to have a regular life. And you're 18, you really ain't even making that much money, and it takes time to get monetized on YouTube. Yes, you have to take a leap of faith, but it has to be calculated. And you need to have a certain backing or a certain support system if you want to be a car YouTuber and you want to start off with a Hellcat. The likelihood of you being successful is very slim to none, because most YouTube channels do not get monetized. It seems like everybody gets monetized, but only like 1% of YouTube channels get monetized. That's just facts. You can look it up. So my advice is, it's nothing wrong with having a dream. Excuse me. It's nothing wrong with, wanting to be a social media influencer, but I recommend doing all the other things you need to do to be successful as a regular human being in society, like holding a job or starting your own business, before you jump out here and buy a Hellcat. If you want a car, start off with something simple so you can even just get used to driving. A lot of these young cats get these powerful muscle cars and end up hurting themselves or hurting somebody else because you're not used to the horsepower and driving a car with all that power. So guys, listen, take your time with this stuff. Don't let these social media influencers make you make a bad financial decision early in your life at 18 and 20 and 21, because you ruin your credit young. It's going to take you forever to get it together when you're older, and a lot of jobs and a lot of things you want to do in life relies on your credit. You got to have good credit. So you don't want to jump out here and buy a Hellcat at 21. You're struggling to make the payments and get repossessed, and now your credit is ruined, and you can't even do it. You can't do anything in life because your credit is bad. And the people that was following you on YouTube, they're not gonna care. What they're gonna do as soon as you put up there, my Hellcat got repossessed or something happened to your Hellcat, or here come all the negative, all the people that was kissing your butt when you first got it, gonna be the same ones who saying, oh, he fell off. I knew it. It'd be a bunch of backstabbing and a bunch of people hating.